Welcome back to Three's In. Bobo here. So now I'm going to take a couple of moments and talk to you a little bit about the actual setting of Three's in the 560th. It was a social room, a fairly large size social room when I was stationed there in the 70s and 80s. It began as a reception area for the POWs to kind of congregate, kind of kick back and just relax and share their stories, I suppose. There was a board in there that when they would come down off their initial flight in the T 38, they were handed a bottle of champagne. They'd walk in the room and fire the cork off, and it'd take off to the wall. And wherever it hit the wall, they would annotate that spot with freedom call sign and the date and the time. I don't know what else went on there, whatever they wanted to put, I suppose. And then as we began to complete that mission, the room morphed into a social gathering room, both for formal and informal events. Formal events like promotion parties, farewell parties, naming parties, welcoming parties, parties to decide on what kind of party to have, and so forth. You get the idea. We also used it for formal briefings when we needed a larger room and there wasn't anything available. We had a briefing board in there all set up, and so it was really, really functional. Then we used it informally for telling stories. After flying, once the beer started flowing, the stories started flowing. And oh my God, did they flow. You might have around 5 o'clock, well, we'd start out with maybe 5 or 7 guys, and pretty soon you'd look around the room and there were 13 or 15 of us sitting in there just telling stories, and the laughter. Oh my God, the laughter was funny. Some of the stories you would hear over and over again, and they were still funny. At any rate, it was just a great place to hang out at the time. And that's one of the purposes of my channel here, is to hopefully preserve some of these stories that I used to tell and that I heard. And as it turns out, a couple of you have suggested I hop over to a guy's channel, Ron Rogers. So I'd like to give Ron a shout out, because I did hop over to your channel and I just found it intriguing. And I can tell you, without reservation, you would have been welcomed in Three's In. We would have found a chair for you and probably grabbed a beer for you and invited you to start sharing these stories you're sharing on your story, because they would have fit right in. But I digress. What I wanted to do here on this presentation was to inform those of you who have not discovered Ron's channel to look for it and hop over there and start listening to some of the things he has to offer. It will help. It will help fill in the blanks of a clearer picture, if you will, of what flying was like during that period of 70s, 80s, and 90s, and so forth. As it turns out, Ron and I were both stationed at Vance together at the same time in the mid 70s. He was in the Tweed Squadron, I was in the 38 Squadron. But I have no doubt we probably flew with a couple of the same guys, and we certainly worked for the same bosses, Colonel Magner, Colonel Smotherman, Jack Rush, and so forth. At any rate, I did go over the channel. I did enjoy it, and once again, I'd like to encourage you to go over and have a look. And I think with that, this is Bobo Base Gear. Stop. Take care, Ron.